In simple terms, HIIT training is when you alternate between periods of maximum effort followed by a short active recovery period. This is to promote a shorter and more efficient workout for the participants involved so that they can reach their fitness goals without having to sacrifice too much time to do so. The earliest study on HIIT training came from McMaster University in Toronto. The study they produced showed that doing 30 seconds of bike sprints for a total of 3 minutes led to the same adaptations of a muscle cell as 2 hours of steady bike riding. Following this discovery, numerous studies were produced around the world to back up this theory that it is not the level of time involved that encourages change in the body, but the intensity that the exercise is performed at. Sports science experts agree that the human body responds and adapts to overload. So, by overloading the cardiovascular system and muscular endurance systems that are needed to execute the workouts, then you are going to get better results in less time than a long, grinding workout. So let's take a look at some of the main benefits associated with high-intensity interval training. HIIT training has been shown to improve the participants' VO2 max. Research has provided evidence that in young to middle-aged healthy adults, HIIT produced superior gains in the maximum amount of oxygen that a person could consume when compared to a control group of athletes performing traditional cardiovascular training. This, in theory, should mean overall better health for the participants. Interestingly, HIIT training is shown to reduce the risk of diabetes. Research conducted in the Journal of Obesity in 2015 provided evidence that HIIT training works extremely well at preventing the worsening of insulin resistance in the body. The evidence showed that blood glucose is much lower after performing HIIT training than it is after regular exercise or doing no exercise at all. In terms of athleticism, HIIT has been proven to improve a participant's muscular endurance. Research conducted in the Journal of Strength and Conditioning in 2012 provided evidence that HIIT training performed by a newcomer showed significant gains in muscular endurance over a very short time when compared to someone who has been involved in exercise beforehand. The evidence behind this investigated when a muscle cell of an active person received a signal to contract, tiny pumps called rhinodine receptors opened and calcium poured out of the holding spaces within the cell into the cellular fluid. The high concentrations of calcium signaled the muscle cell to contract. When this was scaled up across all muscle cells, the whole muscle flexed. After a single HIIT workout, inactive participants showed a rupture of the rhinodine receptor. Breakdown of the rhinodine receptor meant that the calcium leaked out into the cell in a continuous drip. With only a little bit of calcium getting released, the muscle cells didn't contract. Instead, the calcium only caused a little bit of stress to the cell. Cells reacted to this stress by increasing their endurance, and therefore the muscles' endurance, making them better able to withstand the next bout of HIIT training that they did. In terms of weight loss, HIIT training has proven to be effective in improving your metabolism. An article by Len Michael Bracco, published in 2018, provided evidence that HIIT training helped a participant to consume more oxygen in a session than a non-interval workout routine. During the active phase of the workout, your body struggles to supply oxygen at a fast enough rate to the active muscles and lungs, creating what's called an oxygen deficit. During the recovery phase, you continue to breathe hard and your heart rate remains high, so you repay the oxygen debt. The excess oxygen consumed helps to increase your rate of metabolism from 90 minutes to 144 minutes after an interval session. This means that you burn more calories at a faster rate. Finally, when looking at the effects HIIT can have on people with pre-existing health conditions, it is important to note that research published in the Canadian Journal of Cardiology in 2015 provided evidence that HIIT training is a safe and effective form of exercise for people who suffer from cardiac disease. The study compared HIIT with other common exercise practices, including continuous aerobic exercise training and resistance training for individuals who suffer from either coronary heart disease or chronic heart failure. The results show that HIIT, especially short-term interval HIIT involving 15-second work intervals at maximum effort, is not only safe and well tolerated by patients with cardiac disease, but it produced physiological responses equal or superior to other exercise regimens. Particularly in comparison to continuous aerobic exercise training, once the commonly prescribed approach to exercise training, HIIT fared well, resulting in a greater improvement in peak oxygen uptake, or VO2, a key indicator of cardiovascular fitness and heart health.